The following is a clip from the Fully Inflated Football podcast. If you enjoy the clip and you want to watch the rest of the show, I have a YouTube channel that uploads each episode at full length. That link is in the description down below. Check it out. You can also search Fully Inflated Football podcast on any of your podcasting platforms. And here's the clip. The defensive coaching. Something I alluded to in their deep dive where I said, if this Packers defense is not dominant, Joe Barry is not the guy. Because there is not a single problem on this defense. They have a great defensive line. They should have stud linebackers. And they have, on paper, one of the best secondaries in the NFL. Top 3, in my opinion. And they looked like a mediocre, lackluster group in this game. And Rashawn Gary got his up front. Kenny Clark got his up front. Like, those guys up front are going to eat. But for one, they don't do much to help them as far as blitzes. They were basically going 4-man rush. And then they're either playing cover 3, cover 4, or cover 6 on the back end. And you're going against Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson. Kirk Cousins specifically, a smart quarterback that is going to be able to pick up on this stuff and pick you apart. And that's exactly what happened. Not a lot of disguise. And to me, it's the lack of blitzing that really bothers me. Like I thought they would get creative with Quay Walker as a blitzer. There was a lot of talk about that, walking him up, running stunts. None of it. That disgusts me, honestly. If you're going to draft Quay Walker and not use him as a blitzer, which is the one thing he did well at Georgia, like, what the fuck are you doing, Joe Barry? Like, literally, what the fuck are you doing? And then you have a top 3 secondary in the NFL, and you're not going to run man coverage? Are you daft? Are you serious? Like, I get last year, Jair goes down, you got some new corners in there. I get last year, like, not wanting to run a lot of man coverage. They ran the 3rd least out of anyone in the league. But you got Jair back. You got Eric Stokes in year 2. Put Rasul Douglas on Thielen, who's not going to, like, you know, at this point in his career, run away from him. How hard is it to just fucking man up? You put Jair on Justin Jefferson, run some stunts up front. You're overthinking it at this point. There's so many issues here. They don't use Jair on Justin Jefferson. So why are you? This is turning into a rant. You spend $23 million on a corner, and you're not going to use him to cover Justin Jefferson. That's an L. You draft a linebacker in the first round who's a really great blitzer, and you don't blitz him. He had, let's see, how many rushes did Quay Walker have in this game? If we pull this up, Quay Walker on, there you go. This is just moronic. 38 snaps for Quay Walker. By the way, I said he's not going to be a full-time starter. Why are you drafting him in the first round? Doesn't even get full-time, he's a rotational player. Zero pass rush snaps. Not a single blitz from Quay Walker. That is fireable. That's horrible. A team that needed another edge. I have gone on and on and on about why Quay Walker was a horrible pick. But if you're not going to fucking use him as a blitzer, what are you even doing? So they don't blitz. They don't run man coverage. And then on the back end, if you're going to stay so vanilla and just run quarters and cover 3 and cover 6, you got to coach the guys how to pass off zones. You got to make sure they understand how their assignment plays into the rest of the scheme. And all game, they have Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, who's probably going to lead the league in receiving yards, in large part thanks to the fact that they get to play your fucking lousy coach defense twice, running wide open with literally no one within 20 yards of maybe the best receiver in football. I get that the offense had their issues, and we knew the receiver thing was going to be a problem, and that's something that I said they're going to need to figure out. It's not going to look great early on. I picked the Vikings to win this game, but literally, what the fuck is Joe Barry doing? And then you have Matt LaFleur doing the same thing he did last year, where he defended the special teams coordinator after performances like this and stayed true to his guys, right? Well, we saw how that ended. Now he's out there defending Joe Barry, saying, Well, you could put Jair on Justin Jefferson, but then you have to change the scheme. What? That is the most disappointing thing I've ever heard come out of Matt LaFleur's mouth. And I like Matt LaFleur. But have you ever fucking watched the NFL, dude? That's what being a defensive coordinator is, literally by definition. What is not working for us? What are we good at? And how can I adapt my scheme to better the situation? Really disappointing week for the Packers coaching staff. That was my biggest takeaway. Like, Rodgers is going to have to play better, and he's going to have to figure things out with these receivers. I think that is something that will happen. But the Joe Barry situation is not good right now. Severely disappointed. He's got, you know how many defensive coordinators would love to have a top 5 pass rush in the NFL? 2 like awesome, athletic, lengthy linebackers, one that's a phenomenal blitzer in Quay Walker. And this secondary, like, can you imagine what Bill Belichick would do with this defense? What any of the great defensive coordinators in this league would do with this defense? It'd be terrifying. No one's scared of the Packers defense right now. It's like, all right, 4-man rush. Which way are the safeties rotating? That'll determine where we're going with the football. It's bad. It was a bad defensive performance. They're going to have to be better. They get a good opportunity against the Bears, and they got to show it. But I'm not optimistic about the Joe Barry situation in Green Bay right now.